DNA replication. What is DNA replication? It involves the making an exact copy of the DNA. When does DNA replication take place? It actually takes place just before a cell divides, a time that we call the interphase. Why does DNA replication take place? Well, it takes place to ensure that daughter cells that are formed are identical to the mother cell. All of these changes that take place during replication takes place in several steps, each of which are controlled by enzymes. Your exam requires you to understand the process of replication and to be able to describe in detail, step by step, how this process occurs. Let us take a look at this process. It begins with the DNA unwinding. If that's our DNA, it now unwinds, and this would make it look like a later. This is obviously controlled by enzymes. The next step is it unzips. To unzip, it has to break the weak hydrogen bonds. Again, a stage controlled by enzymes. When the strands have unzipped, you land with two single strands of DNA. Each of these strands now act as a template to form new strands. Free nucleotides from the nucleotide pool position themselves in complementary positions along the templates. Adenine joins with thymine, guanine will join with cytosine, and vice versa. When they join, they form weak hydrogen bonds. The phosphate and sugar then join, and lastly, two new strands are formed. They are identical to the original strand, and they are identical to each other. So basically, we have made exact copies of the DNA. The following slides show us exactly how this would look, giving a little bit more detail about the process. There's our initial chromosome containing DNA. Here, it unwinds. Here, it unzips. These are our two strands, 1 and 2. And these are our new strands being built. Remember, I said, each strand is identical to the other, and each strand is identical to the original strand from which we started. To summarize, from one DNA strand, we produce two identical new DNA strands, so that is basically DNA replication.